So I don't know if you're anything like me. I like to focus so much on the future. So much. I am the one who plans out everything. I could set out my planner and probably plan out the whole year in advance. And I can very often be so focused on the future that I am not thinking enough on the present. And the same thing happened for me for a very long time when it came to the lack of energy in my life. Being future minded, I thought, well, what can I do to increase my energy? What can I add into my everyday life? Whether it be these different supplements, or I'm going to start eating this way, or I'm going to start doing this and that, where all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, I am exhausting myself. I am just frustrating myself even more because what was it? Why was I feeling so exhausted? Is because I already had so much on my plate. My energy was low because I already was expending myself so much. So that is where the idea of this specific episode came to me today, because so many of you tell me the exact same thing. When I interact with you in my private Facebook group, on social media, the replies to my emails when you're on my email list is just downright hilarious, because when you're telling me these things, I keep feeling like, oh my gosh, yes, mama, me too, or at least I've been there. Because I made a switch a few months ago to where instead of adding more things to my plate, I started to discover and sit down and work on, where am I already exhausted? Where am I already draining myself unintentionally? So this is where I am bringing you today, is that I am going to discuss the hidden causes of exhaustion that so many of us moms face on a daily basis. I think we know it's pretty apparent that being a mom, especially one of littles, is a tough job, and it's easy to feel tired and run down. Honestly, it's almost celebrated when you look on social media, right? But what if there are underlying factors contributing to our fatigue that we're just not aware of? That's what happened to me, and it may be happening to you. So that's what I'm going to bring an awareness to today. In this episode, I'm going to be exploring with you some of the surprising reasons why us moms can feel exhausted. It can be anything from hormonal imbalances to poor nutrition to stress and anxiety. I will be also providing some tips and strategies to overcoming these challenges so that you can regain that energy and vitality that you so deserve and need. So, if you're a mom who is struggling with fatigue and looking for answers, you've come to the right place, I promise. Get ready to discover the hidden causes of exhaustion and learn how to feel energized and empowered once again. Let's do this, mama. Hey, mama. Welcome to the Energized Mama podcast. Do you want a better work-life balance and more time and energy? Do you find yourself thinking, how can I add more hours into the day? Or are you Googling how to deal with mom guilt and can my marriage survive toddlers? Do you wake up with big goals only to feel overwhelmed and defeated when you have no one to help you and your littles aren't listening to you again? Hey, I'm Cheyanne. I too was an exhausted mom away from the help of my family. I too felt constantly drained with a strong-willed toddler and wished I could find balance between being a wife, a mom, stepmom, and entrepreneur. I wanted more energy to give myself and my husband, to discipline my kids confidently, and incorporate faith into our home. All the things, right? But I kept telling myself that I couldn't do it feeling this exhausted and without a community supporting around me. Until I found a healthy balance and endless energy in raising Jesus-loving littles. In this podcast, you will find that too. You will find time and energy boosting tips and tricks, guidance for disciplining your littles, and what to do when you have no help so that you will find balance between all your roles. Stop feeling drained and learn to trust your own mom tuition. Time to grab those headphones, pour that green smoothie, and get ready to get your daily energy boost. I've got you, mama. All right, mama, I'm giving you full permission to just drop it all right now. Drop what you're doing, but also drop the excuses or what you think you know about why you may be feeling exhausted, and get ready to learn and to grow a little bit along here with me. I have 7 potential hidden causes that may be having you experience extra fatigue and exhaustion from time to time so that we can go ahead and get you feeling more energized, okay? So, here we go. Number 1 hidden cause of exhaustion for some moms could be hormonal imbalances. Now, this can manifest and look like something like thyroid dysfunction or adrenal fatigue. And when these two things are occurring in your body, it can cause certain symptoms such as fatigue, brain fog, and difficulty concentrating. So if you're experiencing any of those, make sure you reach out to your health professional, whether it be a doctor or a naturopath, and consider maybe getting some tests done so you can see, is this setting you up to fail? Is this working against you? Number 2, sleep disturbances. So sleep disturbances can be something such as insomnia, sleep apnea, or waking up frequently to care for a baby or child can ultimately lead to chronic fatigue. I know I've talked with several moms lately that have shared that even when their child started sleeping through the night, they didn't automatically adjust back to that schedule. So any type of break in your sleep, or even if it is maybe your baby is now a toddler and was doing really well and hit these milestones, and as we know, as moms with toddlers, they hit regressions too. So if your child is experiencing struggles with sleep, more than likely you are too, and this could be where your exhaustion is stemming from. Number 3 is nutritional deficiencies, such as something as iron or vitamin D deficiency. Those two right there can actually cause you to feel exhausted and can actually lead to chronic fatigue. And so anytime you hear chronic, that usually means more long term. So if you've been feeling for a very long time, stressed, overwhelmed, and just downright tired all the time, and you're sleeping okay, and you're, feeling good, or you're eating well, it could be that maybe you're not getting enough nutrients, or you need to focus on maybe adding some supplements into your everyday life. If you're curious what supplements can also help you in your everyday life to boost energy, I want to encourage you to go look back at my episode 61, where I talk about supplements for moms who are feeling defeated and exhausted, and maybe one of those will help you. All right, number 4 hidden cause of exhaustion for mamas could be, there's that word chronic again, chronic stress. Chronic stress, again, that's going to be things that exhaust you, that stress you over a long period of time. Something I always help my clients and women that I coach, help them recognize and see that there are seasons in life, and we have to really focus on the present, because there are seasonal things that stress us. It just happens when you have littles, they are changing constantly to and from, right? They're going through, again, regressions and milestones. However, chronic stress is something that you've been feeling over a matter of months and it's not going away. Sometimes this can come from work, family responsibilities, or other life events, and they can eventually lead not just to exhaustion, but ultimate burnout, which is where you are really burning your candle at two ends and you're just unable to function anymore. So make sure you watch out and take a look and start to see where this could be manifesting in your life. Now, number five out of 7 of the common hidden causes of exhaustion for moms is simply dehydration. Sometimes when you're feeling exhausted and you're feeling overwhelmed and like you are just not able to get enough energy, it could be that your body is actually thirsty. It is just dying for hydration. Dehydration can cause so many things, but one of the top symptoms that people experience when they are dehydrated is fatigue. So it might be time for you to start checking, do an assessment, see, are you drinking enough water throughout the day? Most recommendations out there are for you to get at least 64 ounces of water a day. So that's 8 coffee cup size, typical coffee cup size. Now I know you mamas who drink large cups of coffee. Okay, maybe that's a little less, but 8 typical coffee cup sizes of water a day. Now, if you are breastfeeding, you need to increase that. Some people would even say double that. So again, start by assessing how much you're drinking right now, and then add some to it, whether it is, and how do you do this, right? Whether it's adding a big container in your kitchen where you measure out how much water you should have a day and you pour from that container, or if you're like me, you take a water bottle with you everywhere you go. I especially love the ones that have like the little indicators on the side that tell you how, you should drink this much by this time of day. Or I've also had a water bottle that gave me encouragement as I was drinking. It would say, "You go, girl. Oh, you're almost there," or "Way to go, rock the day." And you can find these almost anywhere, especially on Amazon. All right, number six hidden cause of exhaustion for moms is simply a sedentary lifestyle, right? So this may look like manifesting in your life as so many mamas during COVID, their lives went much more sedentary than usual, especially if you've now transitioned to a more work from home. It can also look like if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're just cooped up indoors a lot and you're not moving a lot. When you are more sedentary, it can lead to decreased energy levels, which can then again, lead to more chronic fatigue. So a great way you can combat this is just by setting yourself reminders to move throughout the day. I know that as a podcaster and coach that works from home, I've had to start doing this. I notice that sometimes I'm sitting at my desk for so long. So I set myself timers, and I also have a Fitbit, which goes off at the top of the hour if I have not hit my step goal for that hour, which for me is simply 250 steps an hour. And that may not sound like a lot, but on the hours I don't get it, do I feel more tired. And then when I get up and simply move, go for a little walk or bring movement into my body, maybe stretch a little bit, I always feel so much better. All right, mamas, we are here to number seven. And this one is perhaps one of the more serious ones for the hidden causes. So I want you to really tune in and listen here. And what it is depression or anxiety. Depression and anxiety in and of itself can cause fatigue. It's stimulated by very often so many different things in our life, but what's most important is that you listen to it. Now, it may be an indicator that you may be struggling with this if you're not only fatigued, but you also have a lack of motivation and or difficulty concentrating. We know that there's different seasons in life, again, where you can struggle with feeling overwhelmed or exhausted, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have depression or anxiety, but please tune in, please listen to yourself, take an assessment daily of how you're feeling, even if it's writing it down or recording voice messages to yourself, just getting it out, including a friend in on this journey. Wherever you're at can also be another healthy way to decompress and help you, but also be a great accountability so that you have someone else there watching you when we sometimes are just so busy watching our kids and not spending a lot of time on ourselves. If you feel or fear that you may have depression or anxiety, please again reach out to your healthcare professional and they can guide you with the next steps. Hey girlfriend, yes mama, I'm talking to you. I have a question for you. Do you wish that there was a way to stop feeling emotionally drained by your life as a mom of littles? Or how about have more energy for your husband without constantly feeling physically exhausted? I know what it feels like to want more from your life than just being a mom. I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed with where to begin to stop the stress in my everyday life and to have absolutely no idea what healthy habits to implement in my own home that'll actually make a difference. I know what it feels like to be totally lost and how to create a realistic and sustainable plan that works for me and not everyone else. And just to basically think, I just can't be energetic while I parent a household full of littles that demand so much of me. And well, at least one that doesn't rely on either coffee for energy or wine to de-stress. Am I right? Let's take a moment and imagine if you no longer felt completely exhausted at the end of your day. What if you had the time to go on dates with your husband and you had the energy to give yourself some much needed me time and you had easy to implement systems and strategies that would allow you to be that energetic and vibrant mama that you want to be, all while still raising your kids the way you want? Well, I have great news for you. That's why I created the More Energy Method, a customized blueprint to clear your chaos and bring back more energy into your everyday life. It's where I teach you to decrease stress while increasing your energy. Win-win. You'll be able to stick with this super simple plan, tailor-made for you, mama, that will establish new healthy habits that'll unlock energy without taking away focus from your kids or require huge commitments of time. You'll walk away with crystal clear clarity of exactly what to focus on, with a plan that'll help you know exactly how to do it and the confidence as a woman, wife, and mother to make the changes you need to and to keep them for good. So if you're ready to stop feeling overwhelmed and exhausted the moment you wake up and instead trade that in for feeling rejuvenated throughout the day and go to bed satisfied, even as a busy mom of littles, then head right now to energyformoms.com and grab hold of my Blast Off to Summer special where you will get $40 off. Did you know that the average cost of drinks on a date night is $40? Hey, consider that my gift from me to you and your husband, Mama. Now, this offer expires July 31st, so don't miss out. Head on over to energyformoms.com. It's time to lose the stress while gaining yourself back and have endless amounts of energy for yourself, for your husband, and a life beyond just your littles. And there you go, Mama. You've just made it through this episode where we discuss the hidden causes of exhaustion for moms, where discovering the causes doesn't necessarily fix the problem. It is the best step, right? Just like in any 12-step program, you hear them say the best step to recovery is admitting that you have a problem. Well, even before that, you have to discover the problem, right? So if any of these spoke out to you, please go ahead and connect with your healthcare professional and see what's the best way moving forward that you guys can design a plan and implement it together. If you need a supportive group of women that also encourage you and help you feel a little less exhausted, take it as being your own personal energy boosters, come join me in my free and private Facebook group for moms of littles. We're there to help each other find balance, to boost energy, and just become the moms we want to be and raise these kids that we have been given by God to love themselves and love people. Come find us at momnationcommunity.com, or you can go ahead and make it easy on yourself and click the link in the show notes below. I want to thank you so much for joining me here on this episode. If this episode really just had a light bulb moment go off for you, please let me know. The best way you can do that is by going to Apple Podcasts and leaving me a quick review. Let me know which one of these stood out to you or what this episode meant to you. It's a great way to connect with me and a way that I know how to create episodes with purpose for you in the future to help you and your family live that energized life that you want and be a mom that's known for her energy and vitality. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and I look forward to connecting with you on a future one here at the Energized Mama podcast. God bless. Hey moms, do you ever feel like you're stuck in a tough spot as a stepmom trying to navigate blended family dynamics while also juggling your own little ones? I get it. It's not easy. I've been there too. But the good news is I've found someone who can help. Meet Jasmine Yao, a stepmom coach who helps stepmoms develop self-compassion and hope for what's possible, navigating the complex minefield of emotions and blended life. It's like having your own personal cheerleader, helping you lead a thriving family. So grab a glass of wine and check out her Instagram at Jasmine Yao. That's JasmineYow for coaching support. Trust me, you won't regret it.